Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Fandom Fight. This is the last match in debut week. It has been an exciting ride, and we get to cap it off with one more fantastic match of fantastic new faces. And to help me, this final one, I have a Fandom rookie. He's not rookie to us, but he is indeed a Fandom rookie this season. Brian Michaels is on the desk with me today. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to make a rare appearance here in Fandom where it's almost guaranteed the competitors know more than me.
Stop selling yourself short. You did really well in your match. But we have two guys that we've seen one of them before. He's one half of Komodo Dragons, and we have another completely untested quantity. So this will be really, really fun. We'll go to promos and hear what these guys have to say right now.
All right, so I have proven myself as half of the Komodo Dragons in our match against Timeless, which we won. But now I'm on my own, and I have another chance to prove myself in this singles Fandom league. Everyone claims that if they're in this league, that their specialties in the Fandom. I claim to do that myself. So we'll just see who is the best in terms of our particular Fandom. I respect my opponent, and at the end of the day, I'm just here to have fun. But once again, I'm ready to prove myself to show that I'm capable to be the number one in this league.
All right. Well, I'm very excited to kind of join and kind of get the ball rolling here. I definitely plan to take this league or any other league that I'm in by storm. Definitely, I know that I'm very good with my Fandom knowledge. There's no question about it. Most of the time when I hear these questions, I don't even have to think. It's like, oh, that's the answer. So it's not much thinking. And then I'm also just to kind of have some fun and just kind of show everyone that I definitely know my shit. So everyone better watch out.
Very confident. It's very like the rookie gusto of like, I think you can do this. So it's gonna be very interesting to see which one walks out with a W today. Brian, what are your thoughts on those promos?
Very cordial, very respectful, very much the sign of debuting players. They have not been jaded yet, have not had time to get those chips on their shoulders against the other players, form any rivalries.
Absolutely. All right. Well, with that, we'll get into the proper introductions and get this match underway. Introducing first, making his Fandom Fight singles debut, representing the Komodo Dragons, he is Albert, the Arsenal Wiradharma. And his opponent, also making his Fandom Fight singles debut, he is the Flash, Brandon Buckingham. All right, gentlemen, round one's going to work like this. You're going to get 10 questions worth 1 point apiece from 10 different areas of Fandom. Should you get all of them correct, you will be issued a bonus question for your troubles. You have 3 repeats for the entirety of the match and a challenge rule should you be curious as to whether or not I am right in my writing. Any questions as we get to round number 1?
No, I'm all set. Let's get this ball rolling.
All right, then we'll jump right in with your first question, which comes in the category of the MCU. And your question is thus: what country do Iron Man and Whiplash fight for the first time in Iron Man 2? Iron Man 2, not one of those that a lot of people love.
You know, I don't mind it. It is definitely, I'd say, on the weaker end of the Marvel movies, but still a good movie.
Absolutely. I rewatched it. Very enjoyable time. I like it more than Thor. And I loved Thor when I first saw it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we'll start with Albert.
I wrote down Monaco.
Monaco is correct. And Brandon?
I put Morocco.
Oh. Fortunately,
so close.
Correct, but you were so close.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, you want to give them their next question?
Certainly will. Question 2 comes in the world of DC. What is the name of the mob accountant who Batman takes from Hong Kong in The Dark Knight? This one a little bit more respected than Iron Man 2.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You go
from
one of the considered the worst of the MCU to maybe the best comic book movie ever made. Fantastic.
Okay, so the stream kind of cut out, so all I heard was Dark Knight.
Okay, I'll give you a technical repeat here. Alright, so I'll give it to you again. What is the name of the mob accountant who Batman takes from Hong Kong in The Dark Knight?
Did you get that one?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Cool. That's the benefits of doing this over internet. You never know when the connectivity is just going to say, nah, not today.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time, let's start with Brandon.
Wow.
Yep.
That is correct. And
That is correct.
I wrote down Lee.
Oh, I'm great.
Ooh. All right.
Nice.
Now, no perfect rounds today, but we are tied at one apiece as we
right.
get into the third question, which comes in the category of Pixar. What Star Wars actor voices Randall Kick Fungus in Monsters, Inc.? Monsters, Inc. Pretty good. I like this.
And I have to say, I don't even remember this character and didn't know this actor did a voice. So, there you go.
Fair enough. Not a memorable character in the film necessarily, but it's trivia. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down. We'll start with Albert.
I wrote down Felicity Jones.
That's incorrect. We'll go to Brandon.
Only because he's good with voice acting, Mark Hamill.
Also incorrect. Looking for Frank Oz.
Oh, that would. Oh, how did? Forgot that's what he wanted to know. Whatever.
Right.
All right, so your next question comes in the category of scores and soundtracks. What song does Scar sing solo in The Lion King? Scar voted the number 2 villain in a recent discussion we had last night.
That's true. And you know who should have been number 1?
Hans Gruber, and he was. No.
Hans Gruber should have been. I will fight you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Brandon.
I don't know. Pride?
As incorrect. And Albert.
I blanked on this one.
Looking for Be Prepared.
Prepared.
I didn't know Lion King was considered fandom, so that's
Disney animation is a category in fandom.
Disney animation is one of our categories. So all right, next question comes in the category of Marvel. These are films outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Name 2 of the 4 supervillains that work for Kingpin and attack Aunt May's house in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse, my favorite movie from last year.
That was a huge surprise for me. I mean, I expected to like it, but did not expect to like it as much as I did.
Absolutely. Amazing animation style, and you know what? It wasn't initially my number 1. It just crept its way up there over the rewatches. Finally took down Bad Times at the El Royale, so that's pretty big feat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down. We'll go to Albert.
Prowler and Scorpion.
That is correct. And Brandon.
I only had 1 Prowler. I couldn't think of anything else.
The 4 we would have accepted were Scorpion, Doc Ock, Tombstone, and Prowler were the 4 supervillains. All right.
Your next question comes from the category of Star Wars. Who fights Anakin on Tatooine in Star Wars The Clone Wars?
This movie, not good. Definitely last place.
I disagree. I rather enjoyed this, and it kicked off the series, which a lot of people loved.
I mean, it's a glorified pilot. It's a solid B episode.
It was actually 3 episodes of the show they decided to put together into a movie and release in theaters. In 5,
interesting.
4, 3,
Might like
2,
it better that way.
and 1. Okay, let's start with
Dooku.
That is correct for a point. And Albert.
Count Dooku.
That is correct. All right, your next question comes in the category of Disney live action. Much hatred for having them. What is the name of Blackbeard's ship in Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides? On Stranger Tides. You know, me and you have a Pirates of the Caribbean random match coming up.
I won't call it a match so much as an ass kicking because you are going to destroy me.
Can I get a repeat?
Absolutely, that'll be your first repeat for the match. Your question in Disney live action. What is the name of Blackbeard's ship in Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides? This is my least favorite of the 5. Pretty handily. Not great.
Yeah, the first 3 I love. The other 2...
Love the first 3. 5 is okay. 4? Not for me. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Pens down. We'll go to Albert.
I have no clue. I wrote down the Fandom.
That's incorrect. And Brandon.
I had no idea. I wrote rum.
Why is the rum gone? We're looking for the Queen Anne's Revenge. The Queen Anne's Revenge. All right.
All right. Your next question comes from the world of Rocky, which includes Rocky and the Creed films. What else is on the line besides the title at the start of Creed 2? A recent addition to our fandom categories.
Absolutely. And Creed 2, my second favorite movie.
Can you repeat that?
Yes. In the category of Rocky, what else is on the line besides the title at the start of Creed 2? By the end of the show, we're going to have your entire top 10 lists.
Potentially. If only all of my movies that I love from last year were in fandom. I don't think a simple favorite qualifies. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down. We will go to Albert.
I wrote down Creed, like his car. His car.
That is correct for a point. And Brandon.
I had no idea because I've only seen Rocky 2 once. I wrote Pride.
No, it is the car that he lost in the first Creed. Back on the line again. All right, your penultimate question in the category of Fast and Furious. What is the name of the cyber terrorist that blackmails Dom into working for her in The Fate of the Furious? This is not a good movie. Not a good movie.
I disagree completely. I very much enjoyed this movie.
See, I liked it the first time I saw it, and then I did my big rewatch, and man, it ranks low for me on rewatch.
I'd say it's top half for me at least.
It's like my 7th favorite, maybe 6th. It's pretty low. No, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Brandon.
Cypher.
That is correct. And Albert.
Cypher.
That's correct.
And your last question in round 1 will come from the category of James Bond. And your question is as thus: what Bond villain appears in the most Daniel Craig Bond films?
The Daniel Craig Bond films are probably the best Bond films. Has 2
Generally
of the best
speaking, yes. I'd say my favorite is probably Pierce Brosnan, just because he was my guy. But the most of the Craig ones are very good.
Absolutely, I think they are 3 for 4 in good movies, and 2 for 4 in great ones. 5, 4, 2, and 1. Pens down. We'll go to Albert.
The Spectre.
That is incorrect. And Brandon.
Mr. White.
That is correct for a big point. And at the end of round number 1, with that, Albert only holds a 1-point lead, 5-4. But anything can happen as we do round number 2, which is the wheel round. It works like this. So we're each going to get a chance to spin from the lovely wheel from wheeldecide.com. If you like the category you land on, you are going to get 5 questions for 2 points apiece. You can go to multiple choice, but the point value will be lowered down to being only worth 1. If you don't like the category you land on the first time, you are allowed to spin again, but you are stuck a second time. Stealing is in this round, so be aware. Any questions as we get to round number 2?
Is Worlds of DC the DCEU?
Yep, that is the official name for DCEU now. We just changed it to update. Yep.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yep. All right. Albert, you were in the lead. Would you like to go first or defer to Bert?
I'll defer.
All right, Brendan, so you'll be going first, and your first spin is away, and it lands on DreamWorks. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
Respin, please.
All right. We're stuck with Pixar. Looks like Pixar is the category you'll be getting.
Okay.
Brendan, you want to go ahead, Brian, you want to go ahead and give Brendan his questions? That's fine.
I certainly will. In the category of Pixar. And remember, it's you can go multiple choice, but that drops the value to 1 point instead of 2. So your first question is, who directed WALL-E?
Ben Burt.
That is incorrect. Would you like to try to steal that, Albert?
Is it Andrew Stanton?
That is correct for a 2-point steal. All right. Your second question in the category of Pixar. What is the name of the head of Monsters, Inc.?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Randall Boggs, B, Henry J. Waternoose, C, Frederick Henderson, or D, Donald Matthews?
Let's go C.
C is incorrect. Albert, would you like to try to steal?
B. Waternoose.
B is correct for 1 point. 1 point. All right, Brandon, your question 3. What do they call dying in the afterlife in Coco?
Sorry, I didn't hear anything. The screen froze. The stream froze.
Okay. It's what do they call dying in the afterlife in Coco?
Multiple choice.
A, permadeath, B, final death, C, second death, or D, last sleep?
Let's go last sleep.
I'm afraid that is incorrect. Albert?
Is it final death?
That is correct for another point. Picking up the steals. All right. Your fourth question in Pixar. What is the name of the main dino in The Good Dinosaur?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Arlo, B, Berto, C, Carlos, or D, Dominic?
Let's go B.
That is incorrect. Albert?
Arlo.
Arlo for another point stolen. And your final question, Brandon, in Pixar. What is the name of the road paving machine that Lightning is stuck with in Cars?
Multiple choices.
Is it A, Sally, B, Bessie, C, Betty, or D, Lucy?
C.
Afraid that is incorrect. Albert?
Bessie.
Bessie is correct. The wheel was not kind to Brandon, unfortunately, but Albert picked up a whole lot of steals.
Pixar's probably. I don't have nothing. I was like, DreamWorks. I don't know that. Pixar. Even. Oh my god.
So yes, sometimes the wheel is cruel.
All right, Albert, you were able to capitalize up to 11-4, and you get a chance to spin now. And your spin is in. It lands on. I guess the wheel really wants DreamWorks. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
I'll take it.
All right, DreamWorks is now taken. As we get to your questions in DreamWorks, your first question in DreamWorks: who voices RJ the raccoon in Over the Hedge?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A, Gary Shandling, B, Eugene Levy, C, Steve Carell, or D, Bruce Willis.
A.
As incorrect. Brandon, the chance for a 1-point steal.
B.
As also incorrect. Looking for Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis.
Really?
Your second question in DreamWorks: what is the name of the company that distributes the babies in The Boss Baby?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Goo Goo Gaga LLC, B, Baby Corp, C, The Binky Company, or D, Storks?
B.
B is correct for a point. All right, your third question in DreamWorks: what is the name of Megamind's right-hand man in Megamind?
Is it Bernard?
That is incorrect. Brandon, the chance for a 2-point steal.
Archie, I don't know.
Looking for Minion, unfortunately. Looking for Minion. All right, your fourth question in DreamWorks. Julie Andrews provides the voice of what character in the Shrek franchise?
Fairy Godmother.
That's incorrect. Brandon, the chance for a 2-point steal.
It's the Queen.
That is correct for 2 points. I will accept the Queen.
Okay, I was like, do I need the actual character's name?
The character's name is Lillian, but I will accept the Queen because they do not say Lillian very often. And the final question in DreamWorks for you, Albert. Where does Melman think the animals are when they first arrive on Madagascar? In Madagascar.
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are the African Savannah, B, Mexico City, C, San Diego, or D, Fiji.
San Diego.
That is correct. 4 points. All right. So at the end of round number 2, that big 2-point steal was able to help out Brendan there, and Albert was able to work his way up to 13. Brendan down with 6. But anything can happen as we get into round number 2, which works like this. This is the betting round. We're going to give you a category. You're going to tell us how many points you'd like to bet between 0 and 2 points. If you get the question correct, you'll be getting 2 points. If you get it wrong, you'll be losing the point. However many you bet. Sorry, 2. But if you get 0, we do ask you to play along for stats purposes. Any questions as we get into round number 3?
No.
All right, then we'll get right into it with your first category, which you can bet points on, which is Fast and Furious. How many points would you like to bet on Fast and Furious?
Do we write it down or just say it?
We can write it down this one. All right. This is an actually quite close game after that round 2. That round 2 really shook things up, but this is still really tight. All right. Brendan, how many points are you betting?
2.
All right, Albert.
1.
All right, 2 and 1. Your question in Fast and Furious: What country is Neela from in the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift? Let me write that down. Show that twist again as we get back in round 1 short of lose.
It's some smart betting, and this still could be anybody's game.
This could. It's actually still really close. Alright, we'll go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down. We'll start with Brendan.
USA?
Brendan.
You said USA.
Oh, USA. Sorry, that is incorrect. Albert.
I also got USA.
Also correct. Looking for Australia. Australia. All right, Brian, you want to give them their next category?
Sure can. Next category is scores and soundtracks. How many points would you like to bet for scores and soundtracks?
I'll bet 1.
Oh,
1.
Okay.
Brendan.
1 for each? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So your question, scores and soundtracks. Who composed the score for Superman? That'd be the original Christopher Reeve one.
It's the classic. It's the classic.
The granddaddy of all the current Super.
It's true.
Go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's start with Albert.
John Williams.
John Williams is correct. And Brandon.
Goat, that is John Williams.
Both of you got that correct. Good job.
All right. Do some quick math because I'm bad at it. All right. Your next category, which you can bet points, is DreamWorks Animation. How much would you like to bet on DreamWorks Animation? It's close. Still only an 8-point lead with 3 left. Get some points. Brandon, how many points are you betting?
You said we can do 0, right?
Again.
Yep, 0 is possible.
Yes, because I don't trust DreamWorks.
All right, Brandon's betting 0. Albert, how many are you betting on DreamWorks?
I'm also gonna bet 0.
All right, this is a stats purpose round, folks. To get it out there and see if you get it right or wrong. Who provides the voice in Flushed Away? Well, good thing is these next 2 questions are going to be super crucial now. But yeah. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Albert, did you have a guess?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman is incorrect. Brandon.
Only because I had no idea, and to be funny, Christian Harlow.
Incorrect. I'm looking for Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet.
You know, I think I'm glad it was worth 0 points because I didn't hear Rita either, so I think they didn't hear the Rita part.
I heard Flushed Away.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter.
That's
It was
fair.
0 points anyway, so.
Wasn't gonna know the answer anyway.
Okay, so your next question then will come in the category of Star Trek movies. How many points would you like to bet on Star Trek?
I'll go with 2.
2.
All right.
And
Albert.
1.
1. All right.
All right, your question in Star Trek. What is the name of the Romulan who is out to destroy Spock's life in 2009 Star Trek? And I am probably one of the minority opinion when I say the new Star Trek movies are better than all of the old ones.
I will have to disagree.
I accept
Not
that
a
I'm in the
bad
minority of it. It's
I
fine.
think they're more entertaining, but
2 and 1. All right, Albert, what do you got?
all right, Brandon.
Oh.
We'll go Brandon first.
Okay,
Nero.
that is correct.
And Albert.
I didn't got it.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, Albert, the Arsenal Wiradharma. Because Albert only bet 1, it was a mathematical elimination on that one, but it was still a very, very close game through this one, Brian, especially in that betting round. Brendan was able to mount a bit of a comeback. It was actually quite impressive, and his Star Trek knowledge kicking in there almost got him in. If Albert had bet 2, it would have been right back in it. What are your thoughts on that one, Brian?
I think same thing you. I mean, Albert started really pulling away in that second round, but round 3, he kept in it, and Brandon was edging his way up. But I think Albert played smart, not betting too much, and so he ended up with the win.
Absolutely. All right. Go ahead and conduct some post-match interviews here, starting with our winner today, Albert. You got your first win here in singles. Just out 1-0. How do you feel with your win here in this debut match?
I am honestly just really glad that it's over because that was a lot of pressure for a debut match. And I had fun. I was really nervous because I did claim that Pixar was a strength of mine, which I believe I did okay. And I also thought DreamWorks was a strength of mine, but turns out not at all. So I was very nervous, especially going to round 3 when especially there's the DreamWorks question and everything. But it was a great match. Brendan had a tough round on round 2, which was unfortunate for him. But as for me, I'm just really glad that this match is done, and I'm looking forward for my next one.
Speaking of your next, you will be facing one Henry Potential Sanchez in your next. And how that make you feel?
Should be very interesting. He lives in Indiana as well. I live in Indiana, so maybe there will be an Indiana Civil War. I don't know, but it should be very interesting.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure Henry is excited to be facing it. It'll be a great match. I wish you all the luck in that in your future endeavors. We will see you again very soon. Over to our unfortunate loser today, Brandon. You played a good game. Round 2 in that wheel really hurt you. It just wasn't your today. How do you feel about your performance overall?
Oh man, that wheel was a struggle. I was not very when I first got that first one, DreamWorks. I'm like, I don't know DreamWorks at all. Like I've seen the movies, I don't remember any of the information. So I was like, maybe I'll get lucky, get like MCU or DC or something. Nope, I got something that was just as worse, Pixar. So the wheel was not very kind to me today, but I can't use that as a reason I didn't win. Some things just don't fall your way. Definitely was a learning experience. There were things in here that I didn't, I guess, would consider fandom, like animation, Pixar, DreamWorks. So definitely, if I do continue to do this, maybe need to expand my knowledge base outside of the main things that I consider fandom. But no, that wheel was not my friend today.
Yeah, with fandom, it has actually proven that a lot of our debuting players know the core stuff, and they either take to the new stuff and do well, or it ends up being a bit of a hindrance. Unfortunately, it was a little bit of a hindrance today. But I do hope for you going forward, and I hope you do continue to come back and make another run, give it a shot. And I do look forward to seeing you hopefully come back and play again. Maybe the wheel will be more on your side. We do like to call that wheel the heel of the year because it has hurt more people than any other heel in any of the Finley. But thank you so much for playing, and we will hopefully see you very soon. We'll throw it up to Brian at the desk for final thoughts.
Well, like you said, it was great to see his two debut players. He says he doesn't want to blame the wheel, but I mean the wheel was largely to blame for his loss because they were 1 point away going out of round 1. So obviously he knows what areas he needs to work on. So I think that he's gonna have a future here. And then Albert's got his hands full with Henry in the next round, so we'll see where that goes.
All right. Well, with that has been blast doing these for everyone here, from Albert, from Brandon, from Brian, from myself this night, and we will see you guys next week.